it was just blowing my mind. I'm like, okay, what was going on? Was there anything like on the main roster? Do you think that pretty much Sanity ran its course, or do you think that you were just you
Well, I
had the
think like
possibility of doing more?
so the way it was explained to me was the creative or the people in charge of creative saw a promo of ours and loved it, and I think they were all ready to go, ready to do something with us. And then a couple of weeks later, they watched the promo again, didn't like it, and I think that was about it for us. So, honestly, sometimes it's as simple as that, and a lot of it's timing. The Bludgeon Brothers, were the main team at the time, and I honestly feel it was just bad timing. If it had maybe been New Day or Usos on top, maybe we could have come in and been maybe more aggressive with them. So there was maybe not a great pathway right at the start, and it's hard to blame anybody. Like it could be as much our fault as it is their fault, whatever. But realistically, we didn't have many opportunities. I went from being the singles guy of Sanity to being doing 6-man tags, and it's difficult to go from okay, I can do a really cool thing in whatever amount of minutes. But okay, now you're playing heels. You've got a minute of heat and go home. So like that, but that is the nature of the business. Maybe we just didn't do enough at the time. I got a bit unlucky that I wore my blue kilt on the first taping. They didn't like it. I was like, oh crap! I should have worn a black one or something like that. We were trying to be cool, coming in all color coordinated. They didn't like it. But if I'd have come in maybe wearing the black or something, more dirty. This one was maybe too clean, too pretty, and it just didn't really play off with what we were trying to achieve at the time. So that was a bit of bad luck. I then tried a bunch of different things gear wise until I was finally happy with what I had chosen, and then by that point we were done as a group on TV. But listen, it was just luck. I mean, I can tell you, I was on. We did something, and right after the match, Vince pulled me aside and said there was something he wanted me to work on. I was like, yeah, sure, no problem. Then he pulled me in and he said, listen, you're going to have a really good career here. And I was like, oh, awesome. You go home, you feel 10 foot tall. And then I wasn't on TV for 3 months. So, it's like, you know, but I believe what he said. But at the same time, we didn't maybe fit in any particular box at the time. And it was just luck. Like, I don't really blame the process. I mean, maybe a lot of the pitches we put through, maybe we should have pitched it directly to him as opposed to going through writers or whatever. But I can't really blame anybody other than us, because realistically, we were on SmackDown. Like, I think we wrestled like 15 matches or something. Or I'm not sure if it's as many as that, but if we didn't do enough to impress in those kind of matches, then maybe that's on our shoulders as well. For us, we know that losing Nikki on the group was a big dynamic to what we were. Um, we were very unusual, very fresh because with three guys and a girl, and she was the toughest of all of us. So, and that is the truth. So like that's when that changes, then that's an element that changes. The promos change, the style of what we are change, and it's something that's just unlucky. But it worked out well for Nikki. Nikki ended up having a great run on NXT directly after that, and like her match of that Asuka.
Mhm.
Um, was like the first time she'd had this big singles match, I believe, and that was just before we went up. And then, oh no, maybe it was a few months before she went up. But then when we went, she was then featured in a lot of storylines. She was like, had this thing with Shayna, cool story with Shayna Baszler, and there was a few other things as well. So it helped, I think, her character become more complete because, brilliant. She attacks Adam Cole and she's ripping at his hair and whatever else, but Adam Cole can never hit her back. You know what I mean? So
Right.
there's only so far you can really go with that, and I think that was the main reason why she didn't come up with us in the first place was, um, if we were getting our ass kicked, what do you do with Nikki?
Mhm.
And I think that was explained, because we're going up as villains. So up as a villain, you expect to take a beating. So you can't really do that when you've got a girl running around crazy. So that I think that maybe was something that they like that. That isn't confirmed. I'm just assuming that's what it was,
Right. Right.
or maybe they needed Nikki in the women's division. I couldn't tell you the full ins and outs at the time. They were like, "This is what's happening," and we're just like, all of us like they actually filmed our reactions when we got promoted, and they never used the footage because all of us were gutted that Nikki wasn't coming. It's like we're all like, "Yes," and then What? Oh shit! And that sadly was, again, like, I said about the replacing Sawyer, it was a great day and a terrible day. And then when we get promoted, it's a great day and an awful day. You know what I mean? Because that's my wife.
Mhm.
And we can't bring her up on the road, and like we're going to be separated and things like that. So that was difficult. But we've both been in the industry for so long. We've been apart huge stretches. So we're both in the kind of situation where we're like, well, we'll kill it, and then when all this is over, we'll have plenty of time to get angry at each other. So